I'm going to ask that everyone please go ahead and take your seats. And also, if you would just make sure that your phones are on silent or off, whichever you're comfortable with. And now that I've asked you to be seated, I'm going to ask that you now rise for the procession of the Distinguished Alumni Award recipients, led by President Wendy Winterstein. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Would you please be seated? Welcome to this special Distinguished Awards celebration at Iowa State University. The event is extra special because it has been more than a year and a half in the making. We are very pleased to finally have this opportunity to recognize the 2020 recipients of the highest awards that Iowa State University presents to our alumni, faculty, and friends. As president, I truly believe that Iowa State is an excellent university because of all of you, our alumni, friends, supporters, faculty and staff, and students. We are a premier land-grant university because we all care deeply about Iowa State's mission to engage, educate, innovate, and achieve. And we care very deeply about each other. We are so pleased to have this opportunity today to acknowledge and thank some of the most dedicated and loyal members of the Iowa State family. I want to recognize some very special guests with us today. Current and past members of the ISU Foundation and Alumni Association Board of Directors, and the governors of the ISU Foundation. If any of these individuals are with us today, would you please stand? Thank you so much. A round of applause for all of them. You know that these are the volunteer leaders of Iowa State who devote a tremendous amount of time and resources to support the university, and we certainly appreciate their time and their service and support. I would also like to recognize the great leadership of Larissa Holtmeyer-Jones, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Iowa State University Foundation, and Jeff Johnson, the Laura and Russ Talbot Endowed President and Chief Executive Officer of the Iowa State University Alumni Association. Larissa and Jeff, would you please stand? And let's applaud. These two individuals truly lead the way in helping us make the important connections to all of our alums and friends. This ceremony is a wonderful celebration of the incredible impact of Iowa State's alumni, friends, faculty, and leaders, and the impact that they have on our state, our nation, and the world. We are recognizing two groups of award honorees this afternoon. First, the Order of the Nole Awards are presented by Iowa State through the Iowa State University Foundation. They include the Corporation and Foundation Award, the Faculty and Staff Award, the Cardinal and Gold Award, and the Campanile Award. The second group of awards are presented by Iowa State through the Iowa State University Alumni Association. They are the Honorary Alumni Awards and the Distinguished Alumni Awards. We will begin by recognizing the Order of the Nole Award recipients. The first award is the Order of the Nole Corporation and Foundation Award. This award recognizes an entity that provided outstanding generosity to Iowa State University through significant leadership, giving, dedicated, and long-term service, and assistance to students and faculty through recruitment opportunities and research programs. This award is presented to the Roderick S. Flossie R. and Helen M. Galloway Foundation. A 1927 graduate of Iowa State University in mechanical engineering, Roderick Galloway and his wife Flossie gifted their first scholarship in 1995 to support Iowa State engineering students from Iowa high schools. After the couple's passing, the Galloway Foundation carried on their legacy of philanthropy. The foundation's trustees, Mark Weinstein, Jim Mobley, and Richard Amberry, had no prior connection to Iowa State, but they have made a concerted effort to get to know the people and priorities of the university. Whether investing in university research and state-of-the-art equipment, the ISU Veterans Center, or their four-name scholarships in the College of Engineering, the Galloway Foundation continues to make their gifting relevant to the current needs of the university. Over the past 25 years, nearly 3,000 scholarships have been awarded to engineering students, making the Galloway Foundation the largest provider of scholarship awards and dollars in the College of Engineering from a single donor on an annual basis. Congratulations to the Galloway Foundation, our 2020 Order of the Nole Corporation and Foundation Award recipient. I would like to invite Joel Johnson, Director of Student Services in the College of Engineering, to come forward and read a statement on behalf of the trustees.
Thank you, President Winterstein. The College of Engineering is excited for the Galloway Foundation to receive this award today. The Galloway Foundation is one of our college's most significant scholarship programs and allows us to support a high number of undergraduate students each year. The flexibility of the program allows us to prioritize funding to students who need it most. The scholarship program has a major impact on our students' ability to complete their degree programs within our college. This has been especially true over the last year as students are still feeling the financial impact of the pandemic. The College of Engineering is extremely grateful to the Galloway Foundation for their generosity and continued support of our students. And I'm honored today to read a acceptance provided from the Galloway Foundation. Thank you for honoring Mr. Galloway, for it was Mr. Galloway and his family that has given us as trustees of the Roderick Seward, Flossie Ratcliffe, and Helen M. Galloway Foundation the ability to give back to Iowa State. We must give all the credit to Mr. Galloway. We give special thanks to President Winterstein, Sarah Riola, Jeff Johnson, Larissa Holtmeyer-Jones, Dean Samuel Easterling, and John Aronowitz, and all at Iowa State for guiding us how to best allocate the funds being gifted by the Galloway Foundation. Mark Weinstein as chairman and Richard Amberry and Jim Mobley as trustees are but fiduciaries, having been tasked with fulfilling the Galloway family estate gifting desires. A major objective as directed by the foundation terms is to benefit Iowa State to the best of our ability and capability. We feel we have accomplished this purpose. This past year marked 25 years of foundation annual giving to Iowa State, representing over 3,000 current and past scholarships and the support of other worthy programs. We have been provided annual thank you notes from scholarship recipients, and the notes are both heartwarming and emotionally inspiring. We know we have, on behalf of the Galloway family, genuinely made a difference and benefited engineering students and Iowa State over these many years. We hope that we continue to be able to give more funds in the future. We regret not being able to attend this award presentation today. We live in times where travel and personal meetings are constrained by circumstances beyond everyone's control. John, as our liaison, has extended many invitations, and we are fully intending to visit the Iowa State campus very soon. On behalf of Mr. Galloway and the Galloway family, we acknowledge this great honor and accept the Iowa State Foundation Order of the Knoll Corporation and Foundation Award. Thank you for making us a proud part of the Cyclone family. Thank you.
Our next award is the Order of the Knoll Faculty and Staff Award. This award recognizes individuals or couples who are current or retired faculty or staff members. They are acknowledged for their substantial commitment to promoting and expanding philanthropy at Iowa State through both personal philanthropy and significant professional and voluntary service. This award is presented to Larry and Diane Mccomber. Larry and Diane couldn't be with us today, but I will share some of their exceptional contributions. Diane holds both a bachelor's and master's in food science and was an associate professor of food science here at Iowa State, known for her reputation as an extraordinarily popular teacher. She was the recipient of many teaching and advising awards. Indeed, a former colleague wrote, "I was deeply impressed by Diane's passion for teaching and for the individual student." Larry graduated with a degree in industrial engineering and retired as president of Marshalltown Company. The couple's first scholarship, the Larry J. Mccomber Engineering Scholarship, was established in 1985 and has since benefited hundreds of engineering students. After Diane's retirement in 1998, the Mccombers established the Diane R. Mccomber Scholarship, which supports students majoring in culinary food science programs and food science students in the College of Human Sciences. They also established the E. Madge Miller Scholarship in Food Science to honor Diane's most outstanding professor during her undergraduate years. Recently, they made a gift to the LeBaron Hall, McKay Hall renovation project to support an adaptable, state-of-the-art environment to foster collaboration, innovation, and high-impact experiential learning for students in human sciences. Congratulations to the Mccombers. We look forward to celebrating with them soon. Our next award is the Order of the Knoll Cardinal and Gold Award. This award is presented to an individual couple for providing dedicated and long-term service and creative leadership to the ISU Foundation and Iowa State University. This award recognizes those whose involvement with the university and the foundation has made a lasting and substantial impact in promoting and expanding philanthropy that supports Iowa State. This award is presented to Stephen Watson, a 1967 graduate in engineering operations. Steve has had an incredibly successful career as an engineer, and entrepreneur, founding or co-founding more than a dozen companies. He is currently co-founder and chairman of Supporting Strategies Partners, which provides bookkeeping and support services for more than 1,000 companies nationwide. Steve's also a pilot and a world record holder. In 2006, he set the Federation Aeronautic International world record for the fastest transcontinental flight across the United States in a single-engine aircraft. Now, that would have been a flight I think we all would have enjoyed. Steve credits Iowa State as his launch pad for a rewarding career, and he's given back to his alma mater through many years of dedicated service and philanthropy. He's been an Iowa State University Foundation governor for nearly 20 years, serving as a longtime member of the Investment Committee and a past board member. He also spent 9 years as a member and chair of the Engineering College Industry Advisory Council, only leaving because of a term limit role. A nominator wrote, "His dedicated years of service are unparalleled, providing impactful leadership, knowledge, and philanthropy to help our university make a difference." We know that Steve is watching live with us today from Massachusetts, and he sent a special message.
Thank you, President Winterstein. It is truly an honor to be chosen to receive this award. I'm only sorry I can't be there to receive it in person. I credit Iowa State for serving as my virtual launch pad. Whatever success I've enjoyed started here. It has been my distinct privilege just to be a member of the Order of the Knoll, Iowa State's most ardent and dedicated supporters. But to be selected to receive the Order's Cardinal and Gold Award is a recognition way beyond my imagination or expectation. I arrived at Iowa State College at that time, in September of 1959. I was, like so many others at that time, the first ever in my family to go to college. I was ensconced in the magical and wondrous Friley Hall. There was only one problem. I really didn't have any money. I survived that first year, thrived actually, on meager savings and a part-time job. I finally graduated 8.5 years later in 1967. I tell you this story because I want to recognize and acknowledge Dr. Will Talbert, physics professor at the Ames Laboratory. Out of money and savings depleted, unable to afford tuition, I landed a full-time job as an electronics technician in Will's research group at the lab. Let me digress for a moment. I was a pretty fair electronics guy, having worked at Collins Radio in Cedar Rapids as an engineering support technician on both the Gemini and Apollo space capsule communications packages. But in Will's group at the Ames lab, I was not a very good employee. I knew every trick in the book on how to look busy while not really doing very much. But Will and his second in command, John McConnell, put up with my nonsense and allowed me, encouraged me actually, to continue my pursuit of an Iowa State degree in engineering. I took advantage of flexible work hours, took 1 or 2 courses per quarter, and finally earned that degree in 1967. So thanks, Will and John. I will be forever grateful. And while thanking folks, I want to recognize the people at the ISU Foundation. Larissa Holmeyer-Jones, Lisa Esslinger, Brian Harms, and so many others. They are steadfast and selfless in their constant support of the university. Finally, I want to speak for just a moment about philanthropy, paying it forward and giving back. As my wife Beverly and I built our careers and our various businesses, giving back was just about the farthest things from our minds. But while serving on the College of Engineering's Industrial Advisory Council, it became obvious how much impact and leverage giving back could have. It's rewarding and it's fun. Beverly and I are proud to have contributed to the Engineering Teaching and Research Complex. It's a wonderful facility, way beyond what I experienced in the 60s. And I'm thrilled to have served on the ISU Foundation Board and on the Investment Committee. But we are most proud of providing scholarship funding for many students over the years. So now, in my day-to-day life, I ask everyone Get involved. Dig deep. The reward is fantastic. Thank you again. I'm honored.
Wonderful. Steve, thank you for those very special comments. Our very best to you and Beverly. Our next award is the Order of the Knoll Campanile Award. This award recognizes the extraordinary long-time support of an individual or couple who has had a significant and inspiring impact on Iowa State University. The award honors those whose loyal philanthropic support has transformed the university. The award is presented to Virgil Ealings. Virgil graduated from Iowa State in 1961 with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Unfortunately, he can't be with us today, but I will share with you some of his extraordinary contributions. For 20 years, Virgil was a physics faculty member at the University of California, Santa Barbara, before becoming an entrepreneur. He co-founded Digital Instruments, a company that designs and sells a scanning probe microscope that enables scientists to view material at the atomic level. In 2006, Virgil made a transformational gift to Iowa State. It was the impetus that the university needed to build a new home for the Department of Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering. His commitment helped secure additional funding for the project that would become the Biorenewables Complex. Virgil B. Ealings Hall now houses classrooms and offices used every day by hundreds of ABE students, faculty, and staff. The facilities are widely regarded as the best in the country and have had a significant impact on the department's national rankings. Both the undergraduate and graduate ABE programs are consistently ranked in the top 2 in the country. Congratulations to Virgil. We hope to have an opportunity to celebrate in person with him soon. Now, please join me in another round of applause for these Order of the Knoll Award recipients. Next are the awards presented by Iowa State through the Iowa State University Alumni Association. First is the Honorary Alumni Award. This is the highest honor given by Iowa State to individuals who are not graduates of the university, but who have made significant contributions to the university's welfare, reputation, prestige, and pursuit of excellence, and who should be recognized as members of our alumni family. We have 2 recipients to recognize. Our first recipient is Mary Jo Minty, a longtime homemaker and community volunteer in Muscatine and Ames. Mary Jo, would you please come forward? That's right. If you'd like to sit while I read about you, that would be okay, or you can stand. I'm fine. Okay, we'll have you go right over. So good to have Mary Jo on the stage with me. While Mary Jo may not have graduated from Iowa State, Mary Jo has fostered the Cyclone spirit through generations. In addition to her husband, Glenn, her 2 daughters, 1 son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren who have all attended Iowa State. Mary Jo has shown tremendous devotion to the university through active involvement and generous investments in the ISU Alumni Association, as well as many other corners of campus. From naming the library and memorabilia collection at the ISU Alumni Center and endowing the ISU Legacy Club, to the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences Welcome Center in Curtis Hall, support for several scholarships, and the creation of the Mary Jo and Glenn Minty 4-H State Project Awards Endowment. 4-H has been particularly close to Mary Jo's heart. She is one of just 15 individuals inducted into the Iowa 4-H Foundation Honor Court. In 2016, she received the Iowa 4-H Legacy Award. A nominator called Mary Jo an inspiration, writing, "Mary Jo sets an example of support and character that without question influences others to follow her commitment. Congratulations, Mary Jo."
Was she really talking about me? Thank you, President Winterstein and the Awards Committee, for this honor. Speaking like this is a bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm humbled and excited to tell you about my Iowa State memories and experiences. It began 64 years ago when Glenn's parents asked me to join them going to some Iowa State basketball games with their son and my future husband, and he was on the team. 2 years later, after his sophomore year, we were married, and my love for Iowa State continued to grow. Although it is difficult to cover 64 years in 3 minutes, I'll try to hit some of the high points. 3 of our first 4 years of our marriage we lived in Pamela Court. Both of our daughters were born in Ames, so they have been Iowa Staters since birth. I chose to be an at-home mom, which I was fortunate to be from that time on. To earn some extra money, I did laundry for some of Glenn's friends and fraternity brothers and took care of a little boy that lived across the street. I received a quarter for each shirt and a similar price for a load of laundry. Not much, but it helped buy some groceries, and Glenn said, a quarter would buy 5 root beers at the Union. Early in our career, the Lord plopped us in the middle of Hawkeye country, Muscatine, where we lived for 37 great years. The distance to Ames was 180 miles, but it didn't keep us from getting season football tickets. And when Coach Fenley offered season basketball tickets for the women, we jumped at that opportunity too. Later, we added men's basketball tickets. 5 years after Glenn retired, we decided it was time to get off Interstate 80 and move back to Ames. A better decision we have never made. Volunteering for ISU Alumni Association and Iowa 4-H Foundation has kept us connected to Iowa State. We are an Iowa State family. In addition to Glenn, both daughters, Brenda Frankenfeld and Beth Mars, and her husband Craig, 2 of our grandchildren, Jason Mars and Emily Heineman and her husband Grant, are all Iowa State grads, plus my brother, Don Schmidt. We also have 6 leg-aside great-grandchildren we are persistently exposing to Iowa State. I am extremely pleased to join my Cyclone family as an honorary Iowa State alum. Through all of these years, my loyalty and admiration for Iowa State has continued to grow. I am so proud of the beautiful Iowa State campus and especially the ISU Alumni Center. Again, thank you, Wendy and Jeff and the selection committee who considered me worthy to receive this award. I am extremely honored and look forward to the years to come. Iowa State is and will continue to be an important part of my life. Let's start by beating Texas tomorrow. Go Cyclones.
Mary Jo, thank you for those wonderful remarks. Our next recipient of the Honorary Alumni Award is the late Blair Vanzetten. We are honored to have his wife, Wendy, and 2 of his sons, Travis and Brandon, with us today. Travis and Brandon, would you please come forward? Blair was the president of Oskaloosa Food Products Corporation and a true giant in the agricultural and egg industries. Here on campus, he was affectionately known as Mr. Egg, as he was instrumental in the establishment of the Egg Industry Center and a founding member of the board. He played a pivotal role in enhancing the teaching and research of poultry science and was a champion of the new poultry teaching and research facility. A member of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences Dean's Advisory Council, Blair also served on the search committee that selected Dan Robeson as the 11th dean of the college. Blair's impact on the egg industry was significant and far-reaching. He held every position on the American Egg Board's leadership team during a 23-year term of continuous reappointment by the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture. He participated in an equally broad capacity on the Iowa Egg Council. In 2016, Blair was named the Erner Berry Egg Person of the Year, and in 2019, he received the Iowa Poultry Association Hall of Fame Award. Blair's wonderful legacy will live on here at Iowa State University as an honorary alumnus, and it will live on as the friend that he was to so many of us in the room today. We are so pleased to have two of his sons, Travis and Brandon, to accept this award.
Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Travis Vanzetten. I'm the youngest of three sons. Jason is the oldest, but due to circumstances, he's not able to attend today. Brandon, standing here to the left of me, on behalf of our dad, Blair Vanzetten, our father died suddenly in January of cardiac arrest. He was certainly humbled and honored by this award. As president of Oskaloosa Foods, he played many roles in the egg industry. One of his priorities was to make sure that the poultry industry and the future leaders had proper facilities and education. What better place to do this than Iowa State? He became involved with the university by helping from the Egg Industry Center, which gives students unique learning experiences, and was a founding member of the board and vice president. This center also provides support to those in the poultry industry across the state of Iowa. He also helped fundraise for Teaching and Researching Center of campuses. Blair also sat on the College of Agriculture and Life Science Dean Advisory Council that helped in the search to find Daniel Robertson as the college dean, known as Mr. Egg. Our dad made many friends amongst the ISU community. He devoted his life to making sure those that were interested in moving this industry forward, either through the education that received from this fine institution or those that needed information that Iowa State could provide through the agriculture science program that was available. On the behalf of my family and my father, we're truly humbled to have this award. My mom is also standing here. She is very humbled. Thank you. Thank you. Nerve-wracking.
Travis and Brandon and Wendy, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for those wonderful remarks. Our next honorees are the recipients of the Distinguished Alumni Award. This is the highest honor given to a graduate of Iowa State, and it recognizes their outstanding contributions to their professional or life's work. We have three individuals to recognize. The first is Kathleen Connor Howe. Kathleen is a 1973 graduate in aerospace engineering, and she is the Julo Distinguished Professor of Aeronautics and Astronautics at Purdue University. Kathleen, please come forward. Kathleen is an international expert in the fields of orbit mechanics, spacecraft dynamics and control, and trajectory optimization. In addition to her numerous publications, invited lectures, and research projects, Kathleen has received many teaching and leadership awards. She is a fellow of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics and the American Astronautical Society, and she is on the Advisory Council for NASA. Kathleen has been inducted into the National Academy of Engineering, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and the International Academy of Astronautics. She is a member of the Iowa State University Department of Aerospace Engineering Hall of Fame. Kathleen, we are so pleased to add distinguished Iowa State alumna to your collection of well-deserved accolades. Congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you, President Winterstein, as well as the selection committee. When I got the call for this award, I was really surprised and very humbled to receive this honor. My academic roots are here at Iowa State, and many of my personal turning points, both for my career and my life. Most importantly, of course, I met my spouse, Ned, here, and he's also an alum. He has a dual degree in industrial engineering and aerospace engineering. My parents were also part of it. They supported my aerospace interest right from the very beginning. My sister and some of my brothers followed me to Ames. But I also have my own lifelong set of friends that I recall from my Iowa State days. And actually, it was 8 of us actually got together and visited Ames together just a few months before the pandemic hit. But I think the significant thing for today is that my academic career began here. As a new undergraduate, I was one of only 2 women students in aerospace engineering in my cohort when I arrived. But I loved space and spacecraft, and unlike many undergraduates, I never changed my mind. I stuck with aerospace engineering the whole way. ISU and the aerospace engineering faculty continually supported me throughout my years in Ames in my endeavor, and I just wanted to offer a couple of notes from my history. Like many undergraduates, for example, my class schedule was frequently out of sync. Turned out that I was going to need a course about feedback control systems in order to graduate. And it turned out a very senior member of the aerospace engineering faculty took his summer and taught me the course one-on-one. It kept me on track to graduate. I learned a lot, and I never forgot that commitment to the student. I appreciated it very much, and I think it represents the dedication of a lot of the faculty here. It's a role that I really try to emulate with my own students now at Purdue. The second thing that was really keenly important to me was that my entire career was born here in an Iowa State classroom, and that was in a course on orbital mechanics. Professor John Tannehill, now retired, but he taught that course to me when I was enrolled. And at the time, it was a required class for all undergraduates in aerospace engineering, but it was exactly what I wanted to learn. It's exactly what I came here in order to learn. It's about understanding the gravitational flows throughout the solar system and about how to use them to get real spacecraft to the destinations that we choose. I've spent my entire career in that technical area, and it started right here on this campus. The foundational education from Iowa State was the key, and I would tell all current students how valuable that has been to me as I've proceeded over the decades throughout my career. So I want to take this chance to say thank you to the entire Iowa State community and also to my former and future colleagues in aerospace engineering. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Kathleen, thank you for sharing those special stories. Our next recipient is James Linder. James is a 1976 graduate of biochemistry and microbiology. He's CEO of Nebraska Medicine, and he's been a faculty member at the University of Nebraska Medical Center since 1983. Jim, would you please come forward? Hello, just right there. That's good. Jim has served as interim dean of the College of Medicine, taught nearly 2,000 medical students and residents, laid plans for the building of a new College of Medicine facility, and worked directly to tackle medical crises ranging from the Ebola outbreak to bioterrorism. In 2014, he served as interim president of the University of Nebraska system and executed a public-private partnership to create the most advanced clinical simulation facility in the United States. He's published over 150 articles, book chapters, and instructional materials, holds multiple patents, and has been involved in 2 major commercial enterprises. In 2007, Jim and his wife, Karen, founded Linseed Capital, an angel investment fund that has helped nearly 36 Midwest companies. Through their family foundation, they funded biochemistry research fellowships at Iowa State University, as well as University of Nebraska scholarships. Jim has been involved in various leadership positions with national societies and councils, and he's the recipient of numerous awards and honors. Jim, we're so pleased to add one more award to your very impressive list. The new award, Distinguished Iowa State Alumnus. Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Out of your way.
Thank you very much, President Winterstein. It's really a pleasure to be here today, and I'll organize just a few remarks in the context of past, present, and future. On the past side, if I think back to my early time at Iowa State, there were 2 memories that persist. One is the opportunities I had to be involved in education, and the second being involved in research. On the education side, I had taken biochemistry 404 as a junior, and Dr. Bernie White, professor at Iowa State, who was my advisor, let me serve as a teaching assistant during my senior year. So I had the hands-on experience to try and emulate the excellent teaching that I had received from the biochemistry faculty. In my sophomore year, I started working with Dr. Don Bites, professor of biochemistry and animal science, and had great experience in his laboratory for 3 years, and actually wrote my first scientific article with him. So these individuals were essential in setting the foundation for me to do many of the things that I did. And I'd like to embarrass them and ask Dr. White and Dr. Bites to stand up, and we can applaud them. As interim president of the University of Nebraska, I would frequently remind people that nothing happens without the faculty. And so that's something we all need to remember. In terms of the present, I had never intended to become a physician. I'm a pathologist by training, and having degrees in biochemistry and microbiology have been essential for many of the things we did, including the last couple of years with the pandemic, when many times you had to explain to people the basic science behind what was going on. And the education I received at Iowa State was essential for that. And it just underscores the fact that what Iowa State does, what every major American university does, is build a foundation that individuals can use to create their careers. There's more than a few engineers in this audience or online, and you know that if you don't have a foundation, things fall down. And so the foundation that we receive here at Iowa State in terms of our educational activities is what's essential. In terms of the future, I had the chance, along with Karen yesterday, to talk with some of the students we're supporting for their research, and I think I'm very optimistic. I think that these awards, aside from any personal good feelings you might have, really do set an example for the people who will lead the future. And I hope that this award reflects very positively on what I've done for my citizens in Nebraska and around the country, and reflects well on Iowa State. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. So nice of you to recognize two of our very distinguished faculty, Bernie White and Don Bites. So good to have them here with us today. So thank you. Our final recipient is Jack Shear. Jack holds multiple degrees from Iowa State University, a bachelor's in biology, a doctorate of veterinary medicine, and a master's of professional studies in education. He's the Associate Administrator for Emergency Preparedness, Response, and Security with the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Animal Plant Health Inspection Service. Jack, would you please come forward? Thank you, Jack. Jack is dedicated to protecting and improving the health of our nation's agricultural animals, animal products, and veterinary biologics. He says serving as the Chief Veterinary Officer of the United States was the pinnacle of his career. During a 9-month period in 2002 and 2003, Jack led the federal efforts to eradicate the devastating exotic Newcastle disease outbreak on the ground in California, Texas, New Mexico, and Utah. Then in 2014 and 2015, Jack was deployed to oversee ground operations in 21 states affected by high pathogenic avian influenza. These are just a few examples of the times Jack has been on the front lines during some of the world's foremost crises. He is the recipient of numerous prestigious awards, including the Iowa State University College of Veterinary Medicine Stang Award. Jack, we are very proud to bestow upon you Iowa State's Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations.
So going last, everyone wants to get out of here, so I'm gonna. Not true. Not true. Okay. I got a lot of things to say, and I know I'm going to leave people out, but I want to start with saying any recognition you get in life is not the things that you've done, but the people that have helped you get there. And I got to tell you, I got a lot of help at Iowa State. I was an angry person when I came here. I got in a lot of trouble. And Gary Schwartz was the housing director, and he took care of me throughout my career here. He made sure I was employed. He made sure I stayed out of trouble. He acted as a father for me. I met my wife on a basketball court, and we've been married 40 years. We have 2 great sons. One's a veterinarian also, like me. I bestowed that unfortunate thing on him because I dragged him to all my calls when I was busy, and he turned out to be a veterinarian also. Professors, unbelievably, we had a professor, Dr. James Noxon, who's in the back row there. He went and played basketball with us when I was in vet school. And that was really different for us because he had that connection with the class, and I broke his finger in a game. And it happened to be the middle finger, and he always showed it to me when he got it x-rayed. Yeah, stand up, Dr. Noxon. Show him your finger. What a great guy. And that just shows you what Iowa State's about. Dr. Larry Ebers helped me with my master's degree. I got about half of it done, and I decided to quit, and he pushed me to finish. Being in vet school was stressful, and just having those kind of people around you was a great thing. But friends, I had numerous friends, and my wife had numerous friends, and they were always there to support us. We never had a chance to think about the stress we were under. We did everything as a group. I played rugby, and 6 weeks before I was supposed to get married, I broke my leg. And all my wife could say was, "You better not be wearing a cast when you walk down the aisle." So that healed, I got it fixed, and I moved on. I love education. I probably would have stayed in school all my life if they would have let me, but I guess I had to go out and earn a living. Being a veterinarian is a great, great thing. I've probably worked on more animal outbreaks and seen more animals put to their death and euthanized for the purpose of saving other animals than probably anyone in the United States, but that's what we do. I have a friend out there, Dr. Brian Mccluskey. We started, what was it, it was 1990 we met. We've been side by side ever since. He worked with me throughout my career. He helped me when I was a chief veterinary officer. He came in to Washington, D.C. at his own peril and worked beside me, and I've always appreciated that. He's been a great friend. I know I'm leaving people out, but I will say this. Iowa State is the start and the basis of what I became, but I didn't get there by myself. I got there with all the help of all the people that I've mentioned and those that I've left out. Thank you very much for being my friend. Appreciate it.
Yeah, wonderful. Beautiful words.
Thank you.
Jack's very tall. I have to. Jack, thank you for those beautiful words. Well done. Well, now will all of our award recipients please stand? On behalf of Iowa State University, we are extremely proud of you, and we are deeply grateful for the many contributions to our university, our nation, and our world. Would the audience please join me in another round of applause for these outstanding representatives? Yeah, that's right. Nice. Please be seated. And just want, again, to thank everyone for coming today. What a wonderful celebration of resilience, perseverance, success, extraordinary contributions. So now we have time for a reception here at the back of the room where everyone can join together, see some old friends, maybe meet some new ones. So please enjoy the refreshments, and thanks again for coming.